Hi everybody, welcome to this webinar on e-commerce solutions, common needs, best practices and possibilities. This webinar is part of the Sitecore Summer School, including more than 80 sessions available live and on demand during July and August. The purpose of all these sessions is to inspire IT and marketing professionals on how to best work with customer experience management and digital strategy, taking into account the technology, processes and competencies needed to succeed. Digital marketing leaders like Forrester Research and Venture Born are our competent Sitecore solution partners, are the ones who will be providing these valuable insights and learnings on digital strategies and transformations. So already thank you to all our partners for their assistance. Before we begin, I would like to also share a few words about housekeeping. So first of all, my name is Louise Boucher. I'm partner manager in Sitecore International, and I will be your moderator of today's webinar. Today's webinar will be recorded and available on sitecoresummerschool.com within the next 24 hours. And very importantly, we will be taking questions for about 5 to 10 minutes at the end of this presentation and this summer school webinar. So please feel free to post any questions you may have in the chat box on the left side of your screen throughout the presentation whenever a question might come to you. And then most importantly, I would like to, of course, introduce today's speakers. Today we are joined live by Federico Favero, CEO and partner at Altitudo. Federico has 18 years of experience working with processes and projects in e-commerce, CRM and web platforms in general. Furthermore, he has throughout the years gained a vast experience both from working as project manager and as solution and technology advisor for large implementations in general. Furthermore, we have Stefano Libriani, solution architect at Altitudo. Stefano has more than 10 years experience on IT solution architectures, and his main job at Altitudo is the design and deployment of enterprise architectures based on foremost Microsoft and Sitecore technology. And he also has a very special focus on e-commerce and cloud and integration. So thank you for being here, and now over to you.
Okay, thank you, Marie-Louise. Good morning to everyone. My name is Federico Favero, and just a brief introduction of what we will discuss today. We'll talk a little bit about us, about Altitudo, and about what are some of the major needs of today's e-commerce sites, how a Sitecore can respond to these needs, and we will also share some best practices about integration challenges of e-commerce solution with the rest of the world, the rest of the processes. Okay, about us. We are, Altitudo is a company, is a system integrator. We are focused on implementing innovative solution, integrated and leveraging the potential of the Microsoft platform, and of course, considering that Sitecore is based on the Microsoft platform, all the Sitecore platform too. We are gold certified partners of Microsoft, and we are working for more than 16 years on e-commerce, B2B, B2C, B2X projects, and starting from what is powering the major Sitecore e-commerce solution, Commerce Server, since its beginnings. And we are, of course, Sitecore partners, and we have a special focus on e-commerce Sitecore solutions. In our main area solution are CRM, e-commerce. We work on a collaboration and portal solution, and the integration, and also in IoT, Internet of Things solutions. We do this with the cloud solutions, hybrid solution, or more classical on-premise solutions. Well, we will talk about what normally an e-commerce site needs today. Just a set of common needs, common requirements that are normally needed, distinguishing from business to consumer and business to business, starting from B2C some of the major needs or major characteristics of a B2C solutions that sells tangible goods or intangible goods like digital goods, music, movies, documents, and so on, with a service delivery that is not physical, is online. And they need normally multiple payment methods, from cash to PayPal to credit cards and so on. And they need multiple shipping or delivery methods. And one of the characteristics that they don't have so many price levels, but they have more than one for gold customer, for normal customer, for recurring customer, and so on. But they have a lot of price variations due to campaigns, variation with that happen multiple times in a day for the same user, not according to the user behavior, and so on. And this introduces the concept of personalized customer experience. So a lot of B2C sites need to personalize the experience of the customer in terms of the products that are proposed, the price they see depending on their behavior, and a lot of things like these. And this should happen online and through every channel. So if I go to this website as a customer and see something, I would like to refer to the same thing when I call the customer service, when I go to an offline normal physical store, and so on. And then, as a customer, I want a consistent customer service, not someone that asks me why I'm calling, and has no answer for my request. Talking about B2B side, in this case, we have advanced product pricing. So there are a lot of needs of pricing that is per customer, per product, per catalog, and per country, a lot of variables that influence the product pricing, so a very complex need of a pricing approach. Some customers need to have multiple users acting on their behalf, so multiple users that order on behalf of the same customer, sales agents that need to, on the seller side, that can make orders on behalf of the customer, a lot of shopping carts, but a navigation experience, the customer experience that starts from what user are used to have in the B2C, and also a lot of integration with processes from sales, from marketing, from customer service. So we talk about a lot of personalized user experience. We talk about a lot of integration of processes, with a lot of consistencies across channels, and talking about the single elements about user experience. We talk about one of the pillars of what happens in normal website, but also on e-commerce sites. So content should be tailored to user interest, needs, location, and across devices, so on the web, on the mobile, and so on. And so this should start from the beginning. So the system should adapt the message, the content, the prices, and everything according to who the user is, where it comes from, and so on, from the initial moment. If we talk about channels, we need, normally user needs consistency. So the same experience online, offline, mobile, and social channels should be available to the same customer. And from the point of view of the sales rep and service rep, these guys need to have the same or a complete situation of what the customer does across multiple channels, no silos of information, so a unique view of the customer. Talking about integration of processes, the third pillar, around an e-commerce site, an e-commerce solution, there are many systems that interact and exchange data, from ERPs to teams to other media libraries, to warehouse system for product availability, CRM, very important, to accounting, to data warehouse, to big data that analyze the competitor prices and produce information to adapt the prices to adapt. We offer a lot of things, a lot of integration. So how Sitecore can provide and how Sitecore view that we define holistic provide an answer to this. Sitecore provides a solution that starts from content to the customer, gives a customer insight across many channels that supports business decision, and have a lot of services that can make the commerce solutions adaptable, personalized, integrated with the experience that the customer needs to have. Okay, about the whole platform, we are talking about a model that addresses all these informations, these channels, from web to mobile to email to social to print, commerce, federated source and services, providing informations, products, digital assets, and providing insight of the customer available to produce decisions to marketeers, to salespeople, to service people, integrated with the customer data and integrated with many systems and many external services available. So personalization, content management, and analysis tools to make decisions, collections of all information across channels that comes from the customer, and integration with several systems. If we talk about Microsoft Dynamics, we are talking also about out-of-the-box connectors with Microsoft Dynamics too. Okay, so what Sitecore specifically can bring to commerce solutions? This is something that Stefano will tell you, and I give word to him.
Okay, thank you very much, Federico. Hello, everybody. I'm Stefano Libriani, and now I will show you how the Sitecore platform can support e-commerce scenarios using the tools we use every day to manage the content in our website. So with the Sitecore Commerce installed, the standard content management tools are able to support also e-commerce features like products, catalogs, and listings, and all the digital assets like images, videos, and documents related to the products themselves. The same is true for campaigns management. The ability of the platform to tailor content to the characteristics of the customer are extended with the e-commerce concept, such as purchase history or basket content or the product the user has seen on the website during his navigation. In this way, the platform can react in real time on business-sensitive actions made by the users. Obviously, everything is tracked by the analytics system of the Sitecore platform. The platform can be connected to external systems, and all the external data coming from the different channels can be consolidated into a single profile, which gives us a single comprehensive view of the customer inside the Sitecore. In this way, we are able to personalize the experience and analyze the customer using all the interaction coming from the different channels. So now let's have a sneak peek on the tools with this e-commerce extension installed. The first tool we see here is Experience Editor, and this is the standard Experience Editor with the e-commerce integration. We can see that this tool can now live preview commerce content inside a single browser-based interface. So we have commerce and standard content together. We can set up also A/B testing or multivariate testing in real time, just to see how different configuration can be have on the website. This real-time personalization can be based on the context, or on the user data, or on the order history or other commerce data. This tool let us simulate also different devices, so we can see how a page will look like using a standard browser or a phone or a tablet. Okay, this is now the content editor, and this is also extended to support e-commerce. We can see on the left tree, we have now new branches like cart and checkout, and these are e-commerce topics. So here we can manage content, the user content plus e-commerce information. Under the navigation, we have also the product catalog information. So we have all the categories and products coming from the product catalog. The content window on the left let us modify the content and enrich the content of products and categories with additional text, unstructured text, or with this additional descriptive text, or we can add also images, new images, or other media. And this is the merchandising manager. This is a new tool which comes with the Sitecore Commerce, and this tool is meant to support product editing. Product editing as a structured process. This tool is navigation-based, search-based, so everything starts from a search and can start from a search. And the product editing is task-based, so we can focus on single aspects of the product, such as base data, and then switch to other aspects such as product relationships with other products. Obviously, everything is secure, so we have we inherit the granular security that the Sitecore platform gives us. So we can define different security and different possibilities for different roles. Okay, the tool also supports bulk edit. So even massive changes to product data are easy to make. Everything, as usual, in the Sitecore platform is extensible, so even complex scenarios can be addressed with a bit of development effort. The tool is also responsive and touch-enabled, and this means that product editing is also available on the go. Okay, now we'll see how to achieve our first goal, which is a personalized user experience with the Sitecore platform. Okay, here we see a generic homepage. This is the default homepage every user will see in our site when they reach our site. But behind the scenes, the merchandiser can profile users and define different rules for different personas. So let's imagine for a moment that the customer has bought a ticket to an exotic location. And this ticket, let's say to Los Roques, is in his basket. The merchandiser can use this information and go to his familiar Sitecore tools and go to the rule editor, which is now commerce enabled. So here we can define a new condition, and this new condition can be set upon, for example, order history, or product browsing history, or basket content. or profile attributes. With this rule enabled, now the website can react to the customer action and change the user experience in real time. And now we see, for example, the site is showing to the customer a promotion on some diving lessons he can attend once arrived in Los Roques. And this is very, very powerful. Now let's see how we can achieve our second goal, which is consistency across channels. The Sitecore platform is able to serve multiple channels, both online, so we can have web sites, mobile apps, social network, and so on. And it can serve also offline channels like print and email. The managed content can also be used inside the traditional brick-and-mortar shops and can be used in the form of kiosks or point of sales or digital signage. All this data comes from different channels and are consolidated inside the Sitecore. And the marketer can leverage and use them to feed the system with very refined targeting information. To demonstrate this concept of consistency, we will use an example based on the integration of Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So in this scenario, we will have interaction on the website which are fed into the CRM, and also CRM information about the customer fed back to the website. In this way, information stored on Microsoft CRM, and we see a screenshot on the left, can influence the content the customer sees on the website. For example, we have here that Mark, our customer, is interested in skiing, and this is something we stored on the CRM side, and we can see that the website is showing to the customer information about skiing. To continue the example, we can suppose the customer is interacting now on the phone with the call center, so he is using a different channel, different from the website. So he is calling the call center, and the call center is getting new customer feedback, and now the call center operator knows that Mark is not interested in skiing anymore, but he would like to visit more exotic, to have more exotic vacations. So the operator will insert this new information inside the CRM. And once this new information is saved, the website can immediately react to this new situation and show to the customer information about exotic destinations. Okay. Now we can go to the third topic and see how we can achieve a process integration with Sitecore. And this is a really tough goal, and we see how Sitecore can help. Okay, this image is showing us what is the Sitecore commerce architecture. In the center, we have the Sitecore Connect, which is the core of the framework. Sitecore Connect allows the platform to manage objects, to integrate with external systems, and is able also to track the information coming from this external system and track and follow up on customer behavior on this external system. The box below is Commerce Server, which is the real Commerce Server engine. And this is the engine able to manage e-commerce objects such as products, shopping baskets, orders, discounts, and so on. Commerce Server can be integrated with external system as well. And for this reason, Commerce Server is exposing a set of enterprise-grade connectors such as web services and BitTalk adapters. Let's see now how this platform can answer to two typical integration challenges we can have on an e-commerce. This is the challenge number one, and it is about real-time product availability. In this challenge, we want that a customer to be able to see product availability directly on the website, and we want to show the customer both headquarter availability for product and local stores stock levels. But we have to think about that stock levels are not only a number. They are usually the result of a complex calculation, which takes into consideration the stock level of the product, but also production orders, purchase orders, reservation to other customers, and so on. So this is the result of an algorithm. We want also to show delivery due dates to the customer. So this sum of requirements are very tough because they are based on an organization-specific process. So it is very custom to the organization. We have to consider a very large amount of data to get this result. And these data are usually managed inside an ERP or a warehouse management system, so outside our e-commerce platform. Moreover, all this data is very volatile because it is frequently changed by different channels. So update speed is a very critical factor to achieve this goal. So this is something a typical e-commerce platform is not able to do out of the box. Because e-commerce platforms usually lacks this kind of ERP concepts on inventory and product availability. It can also happen that e-commerce platform lack extensibility point or enough extensibility point, and all the platform are not easy to customize, especially if they are delivered as a service solution. So typically with a SaaS solution, custom code doesn't fit very well. So Sitecore Commerce have most of these concepts already built in. For example, Sitecore Commerce has a very high performance inventory system implemented at the catalog level. So it has the ability to calculate, for example, the product availability on the fly, considering the stock levels and other factors, such pre-orders and back orders. And this is out of the box, but it is also easily extensible. Also, Sitecore Commerce has an extensible order system which can be easily customized to support very peculiar scenarios, because everything is based on a storage mapping which virtualize the real storage behind it. So we can connect the order system, the Sitecore Commerce order system, to very different database schemas using a storage mapping based on XML files. And where configuration is not enough, where configuration is not enough to deal with these problems, we can leverage the pipeline systems. The pipelines are a set of components which are executed sequentially, and we can insert a custom component, our custom component, inside these pipelines to customize the behavior of the platform and achieve a very different result. So to summarize, how Sitecore can answer this real-time product availability challenge. The first answer is this inventory subsystem. So using the inventory subsystem, eventually integrated it with the ERP, using, for example, a message-based communication to align stock levels in real time, can give us this calculated product availability. Leveraging also the basket pipeline, we can customize how the basket pipeline behave, and with a custom component which, for example, can call the ERP, calling the availability to promise check, for example, to get directly from the ERP or from the warehouse system the expected due date and show them directly in the shopping cart to the customer. Now we take a look on a second challenge, which is focused on a more B2B scenario. This scenario involves product pricing, and particularly involves customer-specific price agreement. So we have for the same product, different prices for different customers, or reserve promotion, or even dedicated product to different customers. Once again, this is critical due to dependency on external system, because of this kind of topics are usually managed inside the ERP with complex configuration. And it is also very difficult to comply with all these price agreements on all different channels. Most e-commerce platforms don't have the ability to externalize the pricing process, so they cannot rely on an external system to get prices. And this will force you to replicate this pricing logic, these pricing policies on all the external systems with massive or complex customization. Let's see how Sitecore can help in this case. The customer dedicated product can be addressed using the catalog system. The catalog system is the subsystem Sitecore have to manage product. So in Commerce Server, products are organized in hierarchical categories, and all these products can live inside multiple base catalogs. And these catalogs contains product information and also pricing information. There's a very powerful tool, a very powerful option in Sitecore Commerce Server, which is called virtual catalog. And virtual catalog are a sort of views we can define above base catalogs. So we can aggregate or segment different base catalog inside a virtual catalog. And a virtual catalog is based on inclusion and exclusion rules. So we can define an inclusion rule to include products or categories coming from different base catalog and exclude some products or categories from the inclusion we previously defined. Virtual catalogs also let you override the prices which are coming from the base catalogs. And these overrides are also based on rules, on pricing rules. So we can have different virtual catalog with different pricing rules to create different price set, and also to manage catalog in different currencies, for example, because these pricing rules can be used also to calculate the price with the exchange rate. More important is the fact that every customer or every user can be associated with one or more catalog or virtual catalogs. In this way, we can have the customer see only a subset or a superset of the product the other customers see. One more thing about the Commerce Connect service layers. We previously saw that Commerce Server has the concept of pipelines, which are an extensible process flows made of components which are executed in a sequence, and you can customize this sequence with your custom component. This very same concept is also present on the Commerce Connect service layer. So we have this pipeline concept also on the integration level. So even when we call external systems, we can inject our customization and behave differently, or configure every service layer to talk with a different external system. So we can have a very complex architecture behind. Commerce Connect have several areas of extension in terms of service layer. So we have a service layer for the shopping cart, a service layer for pricing, a service layer for customers and users, one for inventory, product synchronization, gift card, and so on. So having all these different service layers means that we can connect every layer to a different system, and using the pipeline concept, we can also change and adapt the standard behavior to our specific needs. So, going back to the original challenge, let's summarize how Sitecore can answer to this challenge. So, personal product, personal price, and promotion. The first answer, as we saw, is a virtual catalog. Because we can assign different catalogs with different pricing rules and assortments to different clusters of users, and achieve the first pricing personalization goal. Another option is leveraging the discount and promotion systems. So we can, for example, target different customers with different discount levels. So we can target different customers with different prices. If this solution, virtual catalogs and discount, should be not enough to achieve the peculiar need, we can customize the pricing layer using an ad hoc pricing component, for example. So we can substitute the original component with a custom one, or we can configure the layer to talk to an external pricing system, for example. Okay, we have talked a lot about integration so far. So let's have a brief overview of some integration best practices. Okay, like everything in the IT world, the integration architecture should be kept as simple as possible. And the integrated system should be as loosely coupled as possible. And this means that single system should work independently from each other. And this can be achieved by implementing integration patterns that avoid direct calls between systems. So we should not have the e-commerce talking directly to the ERP, or the ERP connecting directly to the CRM, for example. The best practice is using a pattern such as an hub and spoke, and have a single layer able to communicate with all the different systems, and this is what Sitecore Commerce Connect does. I cannot see animation anymore. Okay. Sorry, okay.
It should come, maybe it just needs a few seconds more. There we go.
Second row.
Okay. The second row is not visible, but I will talk about this anyway. So
I think now it should be there.
Okay. Between these two rows, there is another set of blocks, but I will say that.
Oh, I can see that. Yes.
Okay. What I would say here is that real-time communication isn't always needed. So favor asynchronous and near real-time communication when possible, because often this is good enough. Because real-time isn't really needed. When you use near real-time communication, consider using queues, because this minimizes coupling between systems and allows for slow responses from the system, or for the target system to be down without compromising the communication. But also consider that when a lot of data can be changed at once in the source system, then try to favor batch integration. So batch integration can be a better option than a message-based one. At the end, try to keep your integration strategy as self-healing as possible. And this means implement retry mechanism, implement idempotent operation to allow you to retry and repeat integration processes when needed. Do also consider moving the integration layer to the cloud as an opportunity. Also when you have to integrate the on-premise system, because you can discover lower costs in doing this, and because there are a lot of ready-made solutions to integrate even on-premise system, which can reduce the development effort and simplify the overall management of the integration solution. Okay, we are in the end now, and I will summarize the main takeaways of this webinar. So, what Sitecore Commerce can give us if we need to implement an e-commerce and should be modern and mature. Sitecore give us content personalization, and this personalization can be also consistent in all the different channels because of its integration capabilities. So the ability of Sitecore to integrate data coming from different systems, different processes, help us to have consistency and help us to give consistent personalization. And all these topics are the keys for a successful e-commerce implementation, for a successful commerce platform. The platform gives several advantages because it focuses on the customer experience, because it gives us flexible tools for the marketing teams, and these tools are all commerce enabled and able to manage data coming from the e-commerce processes. We have a high level of personalization because we have a high level of configuration, but a lot of injection points where we can inject our custom behaviors through custom components. We can have a unique platform for B2B scenarios and B2C scenarios, so we are able to implement what they are usually called B2X scenarios, so hybrid marketplaces. This is an enterprise platform, so it is scalable and is also able to scale in the cloud. So installing and having the Sitecore Commerce platform in the cloud is an option and an opportunity. We have also a flexible enterprise integration option, and with enterprise integration, I mean enterprise-grade integration. So using queues, using BigTalk adapters, and other enterprise-grade features. In the end, we as Altitudo, we can help you in designing and activating a complete e-commerce solution based on the Sitecore platform.
Okay, so the presentation is over on our side. So hopefully you found something interesting. So we ask you to ask some questions, and we are ready for taking them and to answer to your curiosities, if there are.
Thank you very much, Federico and Stefano. I think most can really relate to the challenges in the commerce space and how to face them. So it's good to learn from each other and how other partners and agencies are really facing the complexity behind a great e-commerce site and how to drive intelligent solutions. It is really important, this ensuring a consistent brand experience throughout the buying cycle and also after to create loyal customers and both this very consistent brand experience both online and offline. So thank you very much for sharing it. I really liked also the line you started with, that very short and sweet. Personalization is the pillar of user experience. I think it really puts it to its point. But let's jump, of course, to the questions. I have a first one here, which goes, where are the products coming from? You import them from somewhere, or Sitecore acts as a PIM?
Okay, you can have both, because Sitecore Commerce have the concept of product catalog management, and this is what I showed some slides ago. So you can manage and have the product life cycle directly managed in the catalog subsystem if you want. Or you can integrate the catalog subsystem with the external system and have the product data coming from a product information manager or from the ERP or whatever. So this is up to you, and every scenario is supported in this way.
Thank you. The next one here, can Sitecore support mixed B2C and B2B e-commerce scenarios?
Yes, one of the advantages of Sitecore is the fact that we can build solutions even on the same platform, and that serves B2B channel and B2C channel by eventually sharing even content like catalogs and like some processes and integration too. So this is one of the advantages of the Sitecore Commerce platform.
Great, that's good to hear. We have another one here. I already have a non-Microsoft CRM. Can I use Sitecore to integrate it as well?
The answer is yes, because the Sitecore platform provides an open extensibility and integration point that Stefano mentioned during the presentation, and this means that the backend systems can be virtually everything, and can be integrated in terms of processes, in terms of data, and with just different possible approaches like web services, like database integration, and so on. And one of the things we didn't mention, but it's one of the core elements, is the fact that Sitecore is cloud-enabled, completely cloud-enabled, so it can leverage the cloud flexibility and scalability elements, and also can use cloud services inside the e-commerce solution. So any cloud systems like CRMs, cloud systems can be also integrated. The Dynamics part that we mentioned means that there are even out-of-the-box integration with the Dynamics set of products. But if you don't have a Dynamics CRM, but you have another CRM, this is not a blocker. This is absolutely possible integration.
Good, thank you. We have time for one more question. Must be from a customer here. It goes, we have e-commerce operations scattered in multiple countries. How can Sitecore Commerce help us?
We can have the possibility to design, and this is supported by the Sitecore model, a multi-country approach for for an e-commerce site that can also have multiple warehouses, for example, and one per country, and multiple integrations. So each warehouse can be integrated with different warehouse systems. So I can have multiple inventories, for example, each one coming from a single country, a different country that pushes data and gets orders. So definitely, if a customer has operations in multiple countries, can have a multiple model, multiple country model, multiple integration with local systems or with global systems, and of course also the storefronts can be multi-country. So I can have different catalogs, each one serving a different country, or I can have a single profile data for customer, or I can have multiple customer profiles integrated with multiple CRMs. So at the end, the architecture is very flexible, and we can map several situations. Some customers have a central management of inventories and local prices, local catalogs, and this can also be managed, or everything can be splitted, integrated with different local systems, and that can also be a way, and it is something can be implemented using the flexibility of Sitecore.
Good. Thank you for your answers, also with some good details here, so I think they were very concrete. Should your audience have more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, of course, also directly to Arturo. And other than that, I will just say thank you, everybody, both for attending, and also for you, Federico, and Stefano, again.
You're welcome.
Okay. You're welcome.
Great day.
Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.